testing didn't come in quick enough for me to give it a thorough review. So I still need to wear it for a couple more days so that I can give you guys my full opinions on it. But I didn't want to leave you guys hanging dry. Many of you guys have asked for me to do a video giving you guys my favorite foundations, like my all-time favorite foundations. So that's exactly what we're doing today. Over the last year, I've been able to find those really, really good Holy Grail foundations out there. I also know that we all need something different from our foundations, whether we need a different finish or we need a different coverage. So we're all different, and I have several in different categories. So I broke it down into 4 categories. I have some in the matte, the natural finish, the radiant, and the dewy finishes. Within those categories, I also kind of broke it down whether it's a full or medium or light coverage, because again, I know that some of us don't want a full coverage or some of us need a full coverage. So we're gonna get started. This is gonna be a fun video and a highly requested video for quite some time. So let's start with the matte foundations. I have 5 matte foundations here, and because I'm almost 40, I have to be careful with matte foundations. Super matte foundations don't look good over my wrinkles. I have literally worn foundations that make me look 10 years older. So the ones that I have here are more of a natural matte or a demi matte, maybe a satin matte, but not a full matte foundation. So these 2 right here are full coverage. This is the Dior Forever, and this is the Lancome Ultra Wear. Both of these last for hours and hours and hours. Like, you can get 24-hour wears out of these. These are really nice foundations. This one is more of a natural finish, and it kind of really works into the skin beautifully. This one is more of a powdery finish, so it kind of gives you that airbrushed look. So both of these are super long wearing. They're matte foundations, but they have a little bit different of a finish. But what I like about these 2 is they're both full coverage and they have tons of different shades in these foundations. These are phenomenal foundations for those that really need it to last a long time and need it to be full coverage. Medium coverage, I love the Dior Backstage. Like, I wore this pretty much all summer long. This is such a nice foundation. It has a nice natural matte finish. So it's matte, but it's more of a natural matte. This one is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Magic Foundation. And it took me a minute to figure out how to wear this, because out of all the ones I'm talking about in this category, this is probably the more matte of them all, just because of the way it dries and sets down. It doesn't like set down where it doesn't, like, it's budge proof, but it sets down and kind of can get a little bit clingy on certain parts of, like, if you have dry patches and stuff like that, it can cling. So the way I can wear this is I wear a good hydrating primer with this, and I also like to wear an oil under this. Because I'm dry normal, I need to wear an oil under this just so that it doesn't cling to any of my texture, any of my dry spots, anything like that. The other one that I also love, this is a more affordable one. This is a full coverage. This is the Makeup Revolution. This is their new one. This is the Conceal and Define. If you need it to be a matte finish, little bit goes a really long way, and it is super duper full coverage. This is a really good foundation. I was really impressed with it. Even though I don't reach for matte all the time, this one is nice. So all of these I really love. And like I said, I don't wear a lot of matte foundations, but these I would wear any day of the week. I would say these 2 are in my top 5 favorites foundation, because these are so good. Both of these are, whoa, they're amazing. Let's move on to a more natural finish. And I have several of them here just to give you guys a little bit of different options. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the stick foundation from Hourglass. I love this foundation, but I don't love it alone. So I can't wear this all over the face. It has a powdery finish. The one thing that I love about this foundation is I love mixing this with a foundation. So if I'm wearing a foundation that has a medium coverage, I will add this to it and kind of build up coverage where I need it. That's why I keep my stick foundation on hand at all times. Still gives you that natural look. It will work amazing with other foundations, but it will give you more coverage. The other one that's full coverage that I just recently discovered is the Wonder Beauty. This is a gorgeous foundation. It is so skin-like and it lasts all day. It is beautiful on the skin, and I love it. I love this foundation. A little bit goes a really long way. It is full coverage. It's a very natural looking skin-like foundation. It's amazing. One of my new favorites. This one is from Smashbox. And I love this. I wore it for like a month straight. This is the Studio Skin 15-Hour Wear Foundation. This goes on so beautifully on the skin. And I would say when I wear this, I probably like my skin the best. But I can't wear this on a daily basis because there's an ingredient somewhere that breaks me out. I suffer from adult acne, and so I haven't figured out what ingredient that's in it that makes me break out. I just can't wear it on a daily basis. But this is probably another one of those of my top 5 favorite foundations. It is beautiful on the skin, and it's a hydrating, but it's a long wearing hydrating foundation. It's a medium coverage. It's beautiful on the skin. I'm obsessed with this foundation. The other one that I love that's a medium coverage is this one from Dior. This is the Airflash. This is the foundation that's super expensive, and I save it for those special occasions where I need and want my skin to look amazing. Like, this is budge proof. Once you put it on, it doesn't go anywhere. Like, I can wear this in the humidity and it never leaves my face. It's expensive, but it is beautiful. The only thing is, it doesn't have a lot of coverage. It's about a medium coverage. That's where a foundation like this will come into play. You can put this all over with that beautiful finish and then add a little bit of this around those areas that you need that extra coverage. This is so expensive that this is a foundation that I would only wear on those special occasions, but oh, it's a good one, you guys. This is so good. It's just super expensive. So all 4 of those work really, really good to give you that beautiful natural finish with the medium or full coverage. Let's talk about the 3 radiant foundations that I have, and these 3 are in my top 5. These are foundations that I reach for all the time. They are just, they never let me down. They're always dependable. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. We just recently launched more shades in this foundation, and I love this foundation. I love it. And once I finally got my right shade, I can't stop wearing it. This is a full coverage foundation, but gives you a beautiful radiant finish. I really love this foundation. It looks so good on the skin. Too Faced is actually having a sale right now. So I think this foundation is 30% off on their website during this whole like Thanksgiving Black Friday sale. So if you guys don't have a bottle of this, you might want to pick one up because this is a beautiful full coverage, radiant, beautiful foundation. The other one I have here is the Becca Aqua Luminous Perfecting Foundation, which is what I'm wearing right now. It looks so naturally beautiful on my skin. I always pull for this foundation when I want my skin to look amazing without looking like I have foundation on. Now, this is not my favorite foundation to wear when I'm filming. The reason why that is because the lights reflect off my skin, and because I already have that glowing skin already, when I put this foundation on, it almost makes it look like I have oily skin through the camera, and I don't have oily skin. I have more of a dry, normal skin. Right now, I'm kind of dry, but when I put this on, this foundation is so radiant that with my glowing skin and the radiance from the foundation, it really reflects off the lights. But I love this foundation. It is a beautiful foundation. The only thing I don't like about it is the applicator, but a little bit of this goes a really, really long way. This is a good foundation, and I cannot recommend it enough. It is so pretty on the skin. And I would say this is like a medium coverage. You can still see I have my texture coming through. My hyperpigmentation's not covered, but my skin still looks like skin, and that's kind of what I love about this. It's that nice medium radiant foundation. Okay, the other one that is definitely my top 2 favorite foundation. Like this one, I would say these 2 are my top 2 favorites of all time. But this foundation is the Lancome Skin Feels Good. This is a light coverage, but oh my gosh, is this beautiful on the skin. It's a radiant, beautiful finish. It's a little bit dewy, so you can put a little bit of powder over it and kind of get rid of the dewiness. Oh, this makes my skin look so beautiful and healthy. Oh, I love this foundation. When Lancome brought this out, I have loved this since the day I reviewed it, and I would say I probably reviewed it back in April. And I love this foundation. I get so many compliments every time I wear this. Now, even though this is a light coverage, you can build the coverage up. And the way that I like to build the coverage with this foundation is just to stipple it on. I just keep stippling it in. You can really pack the coverage on without it looking cakey. This is gorgeous on the skin. Now, this is also another foundation that I will put all over the face, and then if I want to add a little bit more coverage, I'll go in with this, because these two together are like magic. These two together, oh, it's like the perfect foundation for me. So this is beautiful. This is like my third bottle, literally. This is my third tube of this. I love this from Lancome. It is so good. So now I'm gonna go into the glowing foundation section. So I'm gonna start out with this one from Too Faced. This is the Do You Full Coverage Fresh Glow Foundation. This is very glowy, very fresh looking, but it's full coverage. I like the look of this one better on my skin. You do get more coverage with this one, but I still love this one. I love this one. But this one is really, really nice, and I love the way it looks on the skin. I feel like it gives that dewy finish. So if you have dry skin, oh, this is so good, especially being that it's full coverage, because it's really hard to find a dewy foundation that has full coverage. It was amazing when Too Faced brought this out, because that is a rare combination, finding a dewy finish, full coverage. So if you're dry, oh, you will love this foundation. If you're oily, you are probably not gonna like this foundation because it's pretty dewy. So the next one I want to talk about is from YSL. This is the All-in-One Glow. Now I haven't worn this one for a while because this one is a little bit too light for me. This is so beautiful on the skin. It's almost like moisturizer with pigment in it. It really goes on very naturally. I love the smell of it because YSL kind of always has that certain smell. Oh, I don't know what it is about YSL, but YSL has that specific smell in all of their products. But this is beautiful on the skin. This is a medium coverage, but it definitely gives you that dewy look. So if you're dry and you want a good medium coverage foundation, this is it. These two, I would say, are like neck and neck together. I love this one a little bit more, but these two are very, very similar. The next one I want to talk about is this one from Charlotte Tilbury. I just reviewed this on my channel. This is the Light Wonder, and this is a very light but buildable coverage. So again, this gives you that very dewy, like healthy looking glow to the skin. But again, this would be a nice foundation to mix this with. So I have mixed this, like I've put this on and then, you know, added a little bit of this where I need that extra coverage. This is a beautiful foundation and it looks very, very natural, very skin-like. So dry skin, again, if you have dry skin, this is beautiful. The other one is from Makeup Revolution. I know I love both of the foundations from Makeup Revolution, but this is my all-time favorite stick foundation. I like this one even more than the Hourglass. I love the finish that this gives, and it is such a healthy, dewy looking finish. And I would say this is a medium buildable to full coverage foundation. It's $9. Now, if you're using it every day, you might go through it pretty quickly, but I love this because it's a stick foundation, but it blends so fast and it's so creamy on the skin. It does give you that really beautiful, like dewy, healthy looking glow. If you're oily, you probably won't like this one. If you're oily, I would probably stick with this one. But if you're more dry normal, oh, this is gorgeous. So that is what I have for you guys today. I hope this video helped you in some way. Maybe there was a foundation that kind of piqued your interest. These are all phenomenal foundations that I stand behind 100%. And I'm glad that I was able to make this video for you guys. But I will be uploading my foundation review soon. It just, with the holidays, everything just kind of crept up on me and I'm like, I haven't had time to test out that foundation. I cannot, I feel like I would be completely lying to you guys if because I truthfully don't know how I feel about it yet, because right now it's kind of, I've had a really good day with it and then the next day it was a total shit show. So I would never want to come on here and try to lie to you guys and try to just say, oh, well, it worked, even though it didn't. I really need to give this foundation a couple more days because, like I said, it is a hit and miss. So with that said, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you guys want to see my top favorite concealers, let me know in the comments down below. That really helps me to decide what you guys want to see. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend filled with love, happiness, and joy. I love you guys so much. Bye!